Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy freaking hump day Wednesday. Today is my first day off. I thought I was going to be able to sleep in, y'all, but I was not because I had to do my daughter duties. I had to take my mom to the doctor, which I do not mind because that is my mom and I love my mom. So I had to get up early and take her to the doctor. But while I was there, y'all, I could tell y'all a book that I started reading. And if you follow me on my Instagram, TikTok, all the things, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It is The Nightingale. I had 1 credit on my Audible, and on Libby I am on the waiting list for it, but I'm like 200 and something. So I'm like, I asked some questions on my posts on YouTube. More than one person was talking about The Nightingale. So I said I'm going to use my 1 credit for The Nightingale book. And I am going to read that book because I have had that book for quite some time. And I just hear such good things about The Nightingale. But almost everybody is saying that you need a box of tissues. So I remember when I read The Last Letter. And I needed a box of tissues for that, y'all. That book was so heartfelt that I didn't know what I was going to do before I ended that book. But so I'm going to be reading The Nightingale. Started it. Have not gotten that far in it at all. But we will read The Nightingale. And I am super, super excited about reading The Nightingale because I want to give you guys my honest review about it. Because like I said, I have heard so many great things about The Nightingale. And I want to know the great things that you guys know about The Nightingale. Kristen Hanna. I have more than a few of her books on my shelf, and I love her writing style. I love her storyline. And yes, you guys are right. Her books, at least the ones that I have read, they will make you cry. Like literally, you will be sobbing while you're reading the book. And I love books like that on a tip of it still has some kind of love, some kind of romance in it. And by reading the first few pages of The Nightingale, I think there probably was some romance in the prior life of this lady because of the things she said, and then about the Chester drawer and everything that she wants to take with her. But the book started out as like, I said, oh my God, I really think my followers are telling me the truth. I really think I'm gonna need a box of tissues. And I was at the doctor's office. I didn't have any. I was like, man, do I want to continue with this book? But my mom's appointment went through fairly quickly, so I wasn't able to get extremely far in the book. Then when I came home, I actually ate something and I took a nap, y'all. I took a nap because my first day that I am off after working for 6 days straight, I usually do nothing. Not one thing. I just stay home and just relax for the day. But I wasn't able to do that today because, like I said, my mom comes first. So, but anyway, why are we here today? We are here to do our February TBR. And y'all know February is the month of Valentine's Day. So I want to do about 10 books that revolves around nothing but love. Nothing but love. Y'all, I don't even know what a reading slump feels like, but I can tell that my reading habit has changed because I can say for the month of January, I think I read 7 books for the month of January, and it took me the whole month of January to read 7 books. And I am in the middle of so many, and I just get uninterested so quickly. And yes, y'all, they are romance books, the books that y'all know that I love. So is that a reading slump? Is that a beginning of a reading slump? Because if it is, I don't want it to happen because I love to read books so much. But I don't know. And I'm so super disappointed about it, y'all. Like, I am super disappointed about the way that I feel when I'm reading a book right now. And I don't want to be in a reading slump because I love books so much. So much. So drop it down in the comments, y'all. Let me know, is that the beginning of a reading slump? And if it is, tell me what I need to do. Because I don't want to completely stop reading books. Because I love them. Love them, love them, love them. So, to all my new followers, watchers, hi, my name is Yolanda. I am Yolandas Books. I love to read books. I love to collect books. I love to give books away. I love to talk about book reviews, all the freaking things, y'all. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And let's get straight into this video, guys. This right here is a February TBR. So I have 10 books here that I want to read for the month of February. Since I'm in, or I feel like I might be trying to get into a reading slump, I only picked out 10, and then I picked out 10 of my short books for the month of February. I do have a surprise February vlog coming up for you guys. I'm not going to quite tell you what it is right now because, of course, it's going to take me 14 days to do it because it is a Valentine's vlog. And I am super happy to do it. I'm super excited about the book that I have and all the things, y'all. Super, super excited. But anyway, let's just get started with this February TBR. The first book that I want to attempt to read for the month of February is First Time Caller by B.K. Brosen. Not quite sure how to say that name. Y'all know Yolanda. She will butcher an author's name. But this one looks like love. It looks like two teenagers that have something in common but probably think they don't have something in common, all the things, y'all. So we are going to read this book. It said a hopeless romantic meets a demised rodeo host in this cozy sleepless in Seattle inspired love story, and it is about Aiden and Lucy. Aiden has a secret. He's fallen out of love with love, and as the host of Baltimore's romance hotline, that's a bit of a problem. Lucy Stone thought she was doing just fine. She has a good job, an incredible family, and a smart, slightly devious kid. But when all of Baltimore is suddenly scrunching her love life or lack of, she begins to question if she's as happy as she believed. Everyone wants Lucy to find her a happy ending, even the handsome, temperamental man calling the shots. But when sparks start to fly behind the scenes, Lucy must make the final decision between the radio sponsor Happy Ever After or the man in the headphones next to her. Y'all, I've had this book probably about a year, I want to say. Not sure, but I'm so ready to read this book in the month of February. I don't even think I have the audio to this book, so I'm going to be reading it freehand. And that's something that I want to get back into, is reading my books freehand, because I have gotten to the point where I feel like if I don't have an audio book for the books, like, I can't read them. So I feel like I'm depending too much on the audio to read a book, and I want to get back to just opening up a book and just reading page by page without somebody else reading it with me. So the first book for February will be First Time Caller by B.K. Brosen. The second one is Etta Easton book. It is The Love Simulation. I had this book also for quite some time. I read another book by her, which was The Kiss Countdown, and I fairly liked it. At first, when I started reading her books, which I think that's the only book that I have read by her off the top of my head, it was kind of hard for me to get into her writing, but I actually ended up liking The Kiss Countdown. I want to say I probably read it twice just to get a good understanding, or just to gravitate to her writing. But we're going to read Love Simulation, and it says a passionate vice president and a guarded science teacher compete for a grand prize, only to realize their buddying relationship might be the real jackpot. So he's an astronaut, I think, and she's a principal. And I love the cover of it. I love when the cover has two people that seems like they are in love. This is a black author. And then they also have the little black people on the cover. Y'all, I'm so super ready to read this book. We have one that we found on the bargain rack at BAM. I love the bargain racks at BAM. This is called The Love Con by Serena Glass. Y'all look at the cover of this book. Don't that scream funny? That screams love. That screams a good read. I have never read a book by this author before, but I'm super excited to read this book. It's pink, and if y'all will notice, almost most of the books that I am showing you guys today will be pink books because it is the month of love and I wanted to play the role. So most of my covers are pink. It says he's co-playing as her boyfriend, but their feelings for each other are real in the romantic comedy of Serena's Glass. All right, y'all, I had to talk to my 18-year-old. She came in from work. Yes, y'all, she got a job finally. I'm so proud of her. But anyway, The Love Con by Serena Glass. It says, sometimes Kenya Davenport believes she was switched at the hospital. How else could a lover of MO, gaming, and co-play come from STEM parents? Still, Kenya dreams of being able to turn her creative hobby into a career. She finally has a chance to make it big when she joins the reality show competition Co-Play or No Way. There's just one catch. The challenge for the first round is all about ionic duos, and the judges wants the contestants' significant other to participate. Fake dating trope turning into romance. Unfortunately, Kenya is as single as can be at the moment. Luckily, her best friend Carmen agrees to be her fake boyfriend for the show. Oh, Allie Hazelwood actually said something about this book. An astrophic, sexy love letter of phantom, women's geek culture, and everyone who's ever been unapologetically passionate about something. Now that just confused me about this book. All fairs in love and co-play. Y'all, I'm super excited to read this book. I just actually paid attention to the cover, and it just has like all these different things on it that kind of simulates like co-playing, like plays and all that kind of stuff. I'm super excited to read this book. It's called The Love Con by Serena Glass. And y'all, I'm sticking this book in here because it's short, and because I've had it for a while, and because it's pink. This is a Christina Lauren book, and it is called Beautiful Bitch. That is the name of the book. I have no idea what this book is about. I don't even know why I picked this book up in the bookstore. I don't know when I picked this book up in the bookstore, but I do know that I've had this book for a while. It says, a competitive relationship, a red hot attraction, and no time to be alone together. Just when Chloe's career starts to take off, Bennett wishes it would all slow down long enough to spend a wild night alone with his intern cum girlfriend. Preferably one in which he can show her he's still the boss. After her continued refuses to take time off with him, Bennett can finally no longer take no for an answer, and so the couple finds themselves with 2 plane tickets, 1 French villa, and a surprisingly conversation that predictable leaves them wrestling under the covers. Someone on here says, smart, sexy, and satisfying Christina Lauren Beautiful Bastard is designed to become a romantic classic. The next 50 Shades of Grey is here, and it's everything fans have been waiting for. A total must read. And then on the front it says deliciously steamy. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But I am ready to read this book, and I am ready to give you guys my review on that book. Alright, so another short book, One Week in Paradise by Anzi Starr. 7 days can change a lot. Cute, cute, cute. I know this book doesn't really look like the season that we're in because it's cold. No sun, ain't nobody going to the beach unless they're going on a vacation to a place where it is just not cold yet, like a cruise or something like that. But y'all, I need to get rid of some of these books on my freaking shelf, and this book just screamed February love. So it says, when disgraced influencer Bailey Clark is invited to go on an all expense paid trip to a couple's only retreat in Jamaica, she's ecstatic. This is the perfect opportunity to rebuild her brand. Only problem is she's not currently in a relationship. So playing the part. And enter the effortlessly handsome Cash Reed, who just so happened to be her brother Dane's best friend. He's never seemed to like Bailey, but when Dane jokingly suggests Cash accompany her to Jamaica and get a free holiday, Bailey can't get the idea out of her mind. Surprisingly, Cash agrees to be her fake boyfriend in all the name of content. Y'all, so I think this is going to be really, really cute. So basically, she is an influencer. She has she's going on a vacation to Jamaica, and but she's single. She's not in a relationship, and her brother's best friend helps her out by being a fake boyfriend for her, just for her content. But will it go farther? Will it go farther? Alright, y'all, 1 Week in Paradise. I have not read a graphic novel in a minute, and I miss it. So we are sticking this graphic novel in here. It is called Brely Bear, Volume 1, A Meet Cute as Old as Time, by Somili Duku. I don't know how to say that, y'all. Shoot. But anyway, by looking at the back of the cover and everything, you can tell that this is going to be a cutesy romance type graphic novel. Right here, they're touching hands. You could tell that like they kind of like is having the same kind of thoughts about each other on different sides of the bookshelf, and it just looks like it's going to be a cutesy little graphic novel. I love graphic novels because I love the illustrations, I love the storylines and all the things. Okay, let me do this one before I do the other ones. We got If You Stayed by Brittany Cherry. Y'all, I gotta read this book. I got to read this book. It has been brought down off of my shelf so many times to read, and I have not gotten to read anything of it. Still at the prologue. I love Brittany Cherry's writings. I've heard that this is a great book to read. It says, there once was a man who loved me until he forgot every moment we've ever shared. And I think, okay, well, it says, Mr. Sinclair will forever be my first best friend, my first kiss, my first love, and my first heartbreak. The accident that nearly took his life ripped the memories of me from his grasp, and for the last few decades I've let the guilt of that one terrible night keep us apart. It took me years to make peace with the fact that he would no longer be in my life, so when he shows up as an architect for my new home, my world's tossed upside down. Now I'm trapped in a loveless marriage, raising a child, while Gabe stirs up feelings I thought were long buried. It sounds like it's going to be a tearjerker and also a book that will make you smile. Second chance at romance, true love, all the things. I'm just so ready to get this book read. Like I said, I think I got myself very spoiled with having an audiobook to the books that I read. And this month I am really and truly trying to get myself out of that so that I can enjoy picking up a book, not having any audiobook to read it to me, and just read and enjoy a book. So it is If I Stayed by Brittany Cherry. These 3 books right here, y'all, is by a Black author. I reached out to her, or I bought her books off of Instagram, and her name is Shamika Ersby. This is a series, and I think the series is called Her Solid Ground. So it is Her Solid Ground, The Air Between Us, and then the last one is Find My Way Back. She is a independent, an indie author. I don't even know if her books are actually in like Barnes and Nobles or BAM, but I reached out to her on Instagram and I bought these 3 books off of her website. They came fairly quickly. They came with goodies. She thanked me on social media when I posted that I have her books and all the things, and I love to support indie authors. I love to support Black indie authors that has not really made it big yet, but they also have nice books. These are 3 little novellas, and this first one is called Her Solid Ground by Shamika Ersby, and it says Elliot, which they call him Easy. Tanner was a quiet and observant man, most times choosing to watch instead of speaking, always patient and willing to wait for the right moment. And he thought he found with Miss Ross, Michaela. Their love was the perfect balance. She was bright spark to his quiet nature, a firecracker to his silent sky. Then 2 years ago, she left without explanation, breaking his heart. Now Kenya's back with eyes full of fear and secrets, but she's as quiet as easy about what drove her home. Can he get the truth out of her? And then he finally knows everything. Can they pick up where they left off? I think everybody deserves a second chance, but nowadays I think the second chance depends on what actually happened. Her name is Shamika Ersby, but like on her bookmarks and everything, it says Shamika the writer. And this is her bookmark, and like, I don't know if y'all can see it, but there is a QR code right there if y'all wanted to scan it and like go to her site and check out some of her books. But this is the first one. It's called Her Solid Ground. And then the second one, I think these are in the right order, is called The Air Beneath Us. And it says Travano and Basher are lovers 5 years deep and solid as a rock. But both of them also believe they're still missing a piece, another person to round out their hearts. I'll let y'all look at the cover right quick before I go on. It's been proven to be hard to find until they ran into Nazma, Trevino's childhood love, who is back in the neighborhood after a series of life events. She's the only person Trevino's ever loved that wasn't Bashir. And now Bash is certain she's the missing piece. She's promising them 2 weeks to convince her she can fit into their dynamic. The clock runs out on Valentine's Day. Can Trevino and Bash show her why she's the heir between them? Okay. Let me read the author's note to y'all. This is a polymorphous, close-trad, erotic romance. One of the characters has a past with one love and a present with the other, so it will be fast-paced and full of sex. They get in a lot, and their fluid exchanges plenty. These people are These people are squirting, spraying, and swallowing, just so you know. But it's still gentle and sweet because I'm gentle and sweet. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. Do I want to read the book? Hell yes. Hell yes, I want to read the book. The Air Between Us by Shamika Irby. I think that's the second one in that series, y'all. And then the last one is Find My Way Back by a McNeil love story. Tariq has come back and he wants to be with Zoe again, but can she forgive him for leaving? And y'all, that is Shamika Irby. And this one says Zoe McNeil, is the most withdrawn of her sisters. Zoe is a vice president of a distribution, which puts her in charge of all the ways in which the linen gets to the customers. This includes all trucks and drivers, a particular sore spot for Zoe. She falls in love with one of the company's drivers and planned a life with him. They were due to be married, but the family tragedy sent him away, and he never returned. Zoe was hurt at first, but then angry and finally bitter. She's been introverted ever since, a workaholic who refuses to risk her heart again. Tariq Logan is a former truck driver for the McNeil Corporation. He loved Zoe McNeil with all his heart and wanted a future with her. But she's broken, y'all. The death of his mother sent him away to handle his family affairs. He'd always thought that he'd return, but seeing his father's devastation made him nervous about love and affair and afraid of losing that love. So he dropped out of Zoe. So that's a second heartbreak. Shamika, what are you doing to me? Lord. Y'all, I'm super excited to read this girl's books. Like, her synopsis on the back of her books are phenomenal. Her synopsis on the back of her books will make you want to read these books. All the things, y'all. I did put up a QR code that was on the back of one of her bookmarks. Y'all go to her website, check her out, support her by buying a few of her books, y'all. I haven't even read any one of her books yet, but it sounds like we would not be surprised at all or disappointed. We might be surprised, but we will not be disappointed at all. Period. Chef's kiss, Shamika, the writer, already. I'm so ready to read these books. This might be the first set of books that I read in the month of February, and I might start them today. So, but yeah, guys, so these are the 10 books that I want to read for the month of February. I usually read more books than 10 in each month, but like I said, my reading has been kind of shysty. in January, so I'm kind of scared to put myself on so many books and then get none or nearly any of them read. But y'all, happy February. By the time y'all see this, it will be the day before or February. Happy February, happy love month. Remember, I got a vlog that is a secret coming your way, and it is a Valentine's vlog. And guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, hook me up. There's a button down there that says Yolanda's Books. If you click it, you'll subscribe. Welcome to the family, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.